Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual, guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. So recently, JP Morgan, led by Jamie Dimon, sold most of their shares of NEO. This is the same Jamie Dimon that said back in the day, years ago, I never forget this, that Bitcoin is trash, he said. He said Bitcoin is trash. And if any of his employees buy it into the portfolio, he will fire them. Bitcoin tanked. Then Jamie Dimon and they bought. They bought heavily into Bitcoin. When they manipulate markets like this in the West, that's considered okay. White collar crimes is okay. They are allowed to manipulate the market and get away with it. So when he did that, I took it with a grain of salt. When they just sold most of their shares of NEO, I took it with a grain of salt. Because in the first quarter, UBS Group UBS Group out of Zurich adds 31 million shares of NEO. This is a 70% rise in its shares, and it's based in Zurich. 31 million shares. That's NEO's largest shareholder, by the way. And, well, you guys are probably wondering, why do I have this book here? The Changing World Order by Ray Dalio. No one is paying me to talk about this book. Let me say that right away, guys. It's a book that I recommend you guys read if you want conviction into why you're investing into NEO and as to why you're investing into China. You need to read this book. You guys know that Ray Dalio is one of my favorites, one of my idols of all time, him and Warren Buffett. And this book blew my mind. I saw the documentary, but it's not the same when you read the book. But anyway, guys, I also saw on Money Making, Melvin sent it to me on Red Note. China is now already implementing NEO cars in the police force. The police force are implementing this. They're starting to test them and stuff like that. It's very interesting of what's coming and what's happening. We see the amount of governmental support the NEO is getting with the county-wide build-out of swap stations. And this is no surprise to me. So in the near future, we will see the almost entire police fleet as electric cars, because almost the entirety of China will be electric cars. So it makes sense. Well, what else is happening? Why did UBS Group out of Zurich increase their shares this much by 70% in the first quarter, when we all understand that the first quarter report will not be glamorous? Because institutional investors look to the future. I've always said that this is a long-term hold, and we all know why. Because in the second quarter, starting from Friday, I believe it is, NEO will be rolling out its new platform, EVs, and the profit margins for the second quarter will start increasing dramatically. Well, on social media, on Twitter, China EV Home, in fact, it says NEO owner groups are buzzing with news that the latest Banyan system on Friday, that update is expected to be officially announced this Saturday, featuring the new NEO World model. That is going to be amazing, guys. And a series of user experience upgrades. So the internet over there in China is buzzing over that. People can't wait for this NEO World model, driverless system, etc., etc. And all of the updated user experience, which is going to be on next level. We're always on next level. So NEO to launch event of NEO's facelifted ES6 EC6 to start at 7:30 p.m. Beijing time on May 16th. And this is why, one of the main reasons why UBS Group bought that many shares, 31 million shares, because they saw what's coming. They saw the margins is going to increase dramatically. They saw Firefly is going to be in 16 countries this year. They saw that NIO is still aiming for 25 countries. They see the ramp up of battery swap stations continuing to roll out. The launch of the event of the facelifted NIO ES6 and EC6 will be held online only, partly to save costs. Very smart. Firefly also held an online-only event when it launched its first model on April 19th. And this is going to be, I believe, on Weibo and WeChat and Douyin, where most of the Chinese find themselves, just like most Americans, we find ourselves on the internet all the time. I'm sure you guys are going to be looking at this video on your phone, most of you. NIO has shared the start time of the launch event for the facelifted ES6 SUV sport utility vehicle and EC6 Coupe SUV sport utility vehicle, as both models are 2 days away from the launch. Yes, the launch event for the facelifted EC6 and ES6 will begin at 7:30 p.m. Beijing time, that's 7:30 a.m. US Eastern Time on May 16, the Chinese electric vehicle maker announced today on its social media accounts. Prior to that, NIO will conduct a live video streaming event about the facelifted ES6 and EC6 starting at 3 p.m. Beijing time on the same day. The launch event for the two facelifted models will be held online only, with the live video streaming taking place on the NIO app, as well as on the company's accounts on social media platforms including Weibo, WeChat, and Douyin. So yes, I was right. Here's a link to the upcoming video. This will be one of the few cases in China's EV market where a new model launch event will be held online only. Possibly in part to save costs, the company is aiming to see a single quarter profit in the fourth quarter. Yes, becoming profitable in the fourth quarter of this year. Its sub-brand Firefly also held an online-only launch event when it launched its first model on April 19th. And we don't need to do the exorbitant type launch that we did in the past, because NIO is now a recognized brand. We know that so much so that we outsold Tesla for the first time last week. We had more registration than Tesla. You guys heard that right. As Tesla continued to decline and crumble, NIO will continue to rise. And I said that in the past, and people said I was bashing. They said, oh, both of them can exist. No. When it comes to the electric vehicle sector, Tesla is done. Now they are banking on robotaxi, but we see Pony AI, we see WeRide, we see that one by Baidu. It's getting ready to roll out in Europe as well now. Tesla has lost the race even on that. It has become a meme stock. So NIO started accepting pre-orders of the facelifted ES6 and EC6 as well as the ET5 and ET5 Touring on May 10th in China. Show cars of the updated ES6 and EC6 are already available at NIO showrooms. And show cars of the updated ET5 and ET5 Touring will be available at NIO showrooms from May 22nd, and the official launch will be on May 25th. This is for the ET5 and ET5 Touring. Yes, on May 25th. So the launch for the EC6, ES6, ET5 and ET5 Touring all in May. Boom! Customers who pay RMB 690 to receive any of the four models now will be rewarded a 1,000 RMB worth of credits upon delivery. And I'm sure they can use those credits for charging, battery swapping, the NIO store, etc., etc. So it says that NIO did not mention the prices of the facelifted just yet of all those models. And since their launches, the ES6 and EC6 has gained nearly 370,000 customers. That's why they decided to do that facelift first. Leading China premium all-electric SUV market. The company said earlier this month, the updated ES6 and EC6 will bring a more luxurious, smarter, and safer, the key word here, safer traveling experience. The updated ET5 and ET5 Touring, what about them? Well, they will be upgraded in terms of design, space, handling, and intelligence. NIO World model coming, guys. Skyos is coming, guys. This is why the CEO said profitability will be sudden and it will be massive. There are minor tweaks to the exteriors of the facelifted models. But the interior, there will be horizontal center screen instead of previous vertical one, and NIO will use its own Shenji autonomous driving chips in all of these models. So people keep forgetting that our SkyO system will also be incorporated. No more, we will not be using Linux anymore, helping us to increase our margins dramatically. And so much more is coming. So I hope you guys found this video yet again to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. If so, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the game is played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.